So this is a City of Cordova COVID-19. A confirmed positive case count to date is 0. One of the things the community has been requesting and that we can share now is that as of April 2nd, 2020, there have been 9 tests conducted in Cordova with 0 positive results. Between the Cordova Community Medical Center and the Alaka Community Health Center, we currently have the capability to test 300 people in Cordova at this time. More tests have not been administered because individuals have not been sick enough to meet the CDC guidelines for testing. The amount of testing supplies, as well as the lab time to process the tests, is limited within the community, state, and nation. That's why we're following close guidelines. We don't want to waste those limited test bases. So we've requested more tests and are exploring every possible avenue to increase our testing ability in Cordova. An antibody test was considered for purchase by the City Council at an emergency meeting today. I would just clarify that the antibody test is more of a screening than a test because it doesn't issue immediate results that indicate whether someone does or does not have a virus. So I just wanted to be clear, screening might be a better way to think of what an antibody test real function is. So the council referred the agenda item to staff to conduct further research on these antibody tests or others like them and or avenues for acquiring them. And we do have some avenues through the state who has ordered some in some other venues. So that is a topic that we're continuing to work on, and we'll update you, the public, as soon as we learn of any changes regarding our ability to test or screen with these antibody tests. So our incident management team, which collaborates with our medical professionals and emergency management teams in Cordova and around the state, feels that the curve has been flatter in Alaska, and and our virus incidence has been fairly low because of the social distancing and other steps that the tribes, governments, businesses, organizations, and individuals have put in place to protect themselves and their communities. We cannot emphasize enough how critical it is to continue these practices. That's something each and every one of us can and should be doing. Protect ourselves first, and by extension, that protects those around us. So this week, in a nutshell, we had Emergency Order 2020-2, which became effective March 30th, 2020. And that emergency order is available for review in its entirety on the Cordova Prepared page. That again is the banner at the top of the cityofcordova.net's homepage, and it does the following. A, it establishes individual distance protocols and acknowledgement of the heightened health risk posed by travelers to Cordova. So level 1 protocols are established for people who have been in Cordova for more than 14 days and include maintaining at least 6 feet of social distance from everyone outside your household and following all local, state, and federal health mandates. Level 2 protocols are established for people who have arrived in Cordova from a location inside or outside of the state within 14 days, including a 14-day home quarantine, except to travel to and from critical infrastructure work, to obtain services and supplies directly related to the individual's critical workforce position, to obtain personal food and supplies through third-party delivery, and to engage in outdoor physical activity only in areas where they're able to at all times maintain 6 feet distance between individual subjects to this rule and all other individuals. So individuals who display symptoms of COVID-19 must also self-quarantine in place for a minimum of 14 days, except to seek medical care. So this mandate also requires all vessels and operators to sign mutual aid agreements, which identifies measures taken by the city as well as protections provided by the operator to prevent the spread of COVID-19 amongst the operator's employees and customers and within the Cordova community at large. It also binds the undersigned to agree to follow state and city mandates, and orders include a 14-day self-quarantine upon arrival and to take responsibility for their crew to do the same. These agreements will be available in their entirety on the city website by Friday, April the 3rd, and it requires local businesses open to more than 5 customers at one time at a physical site within the city to adopt and post a COVID-19 protective measures and policies on site detailing the measures taken by that business to protect employees and customers from COVID-19 exposure. It also establishes temporary operation rules for the conduct of city business, including provisions for electronic meetings, suspension of non-essential city meetings, adjustment of facility hours and usage, deferral of payments, and provisions for employee work rules. Processor plans. The City of Cordova Incident Management Team continues to work closely with processors and local leaders in the commercial fishing industry to ensure compliance with state and city mandates, to provide clarification on protocols, to communicate local expectations, to assisting in planning of mitigation measures, and to provide expert guidance from local healthcare professionals. All processors are submitting plans to the state of Alaska and to the City of Cordova detailing how they plan to quarantine all staff arriving from out of town for 14 days. Some plans may even include closing their campus to incoming and outgoing traffic altogether, or keeping staff on premises for the entire season. Each processor also plans to transport new arrivals directly from the airport to their facility. While they will still be allowed to work during this time, while they'll still be allowed to work during their quarantine, newly arrived staff will remain on property and separate from the local workforce during this time. Many processors are instituting health pre-screenings before potential employees board aircrafts to Cordova, and regular or daily health screenings include temperature checks while working. Additionally, the City of Cordova has clarified the following mitigation expectations. Groceries and supplies for quarantine staff available by delivery only. Social distancing of 6 feet must be exercised outside of work hours as per the city mandate. Safety policy and procedures need to be in place for office, facility, and contracted staff. Create social distancing in the facility as much as possible. All communities need to be educated on social hygiene measures regarding COVID-19, and clear signage regarding COVID-19 should be placed in common areas. Protocol on reporting illnesses should be clear to all employees. Call CCMC or ICC staff to report illnesses, providing staff for the time to don personal protective equipment before arrival. Cleaning procedures should be increased in all common areas, and isolation quarantine areas need to be set up and available on site for potentially ill workers. So I just want to clarify that these things that we just listed off, those are elements that we've either communicated or that we've seen in some of the plans. Just for clarity and to help, again, manage the community's perceptions, these are not the final plans. It doesn't mean that the final plans aren't all going to look similar or have the same basic requirements. We're just communicating kind of ahead of time. These are some of the elements that we've seen that the processors are offering. I can tell you that there are many more elements and protective measures, and we've already received some of these plans, and we'll continue to receive them and vet them with staff. So I just want to be clear that that is not the sum total of all or only what is going to be in those plans. So in addition to the processor plans, there's a commercial fisheries task force. There are a lot of questions still surrounding how to adequately communicate the rules, the protocols, the best practices, and guidance to the broader fleet of commercial fishers who enter Cordova annually. So there's processor group, there's also fisher group. For this reason, and to increase open two-way communication between those within Cordova's commercial fishing industry and the city on COVID-19 related issues, the City of Cordova's Incident Management Team has established on April 1st this week a commercial fishing task force comprised of fishing industry leaders from Cordova District Fishermen United, Copper River Prince William Sound Marketing Association, local processors, and Cordova citizens with knowledgeable and experience in the industry. With knowledge and experience in this industry. So it's a local stakeholder group, and that'll begin meeting regularly next week. Keeping Cordova informed. Daily radio updates. So starting earlier this week, myself, Mayor Copeland, and other communities of the City of Cordova COVID-19 Incident Management Team will be hosting a daily COVID-19 radio update. That program can be heard on KCDV-FM 100.9 and KLAM-AM 1450 at 1 p.m., 5 p.m., and 8 p.m. every Monday through Friday. The short program will include frequently asked questions and answers, as well as pertinent local, state, and federal updates on COVID-19 status and planning. Archived radio updates will be available at youtube.com/Cordova TV. So expect some flexibility in that, and we'll try to communicate that. But today, for example, we had an emergency council meeting that interfered, but you can look for those updates at 5 p.m. today and 8 p.m. today, because we did have that session this afternoon. In addition to daily radio updates, we'll have a frequently asked questions. So a special frequently asked questions session will be broadcast today at 5 p.m. With questions and answers gathered from those that were sent to our cordovaprepared@yahoo.com email account. So we have been looking at those, making sure that we've developed accurate answers. We will have those permanently posted, but the first round of answers will also be aired today following this press briefing at 5 p.m. on the KLAM and KCDV radio stations and the city's YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/C/City of Cordova, Alaska. Digital and print archives will also be available online. We're also implementing weekly news briefings. In fact, this is the third of those. And that's the City of Cordova's COVID-19 Incident Management Team continuing to host live streamed press briefings every Friday at 4 p.m., streamed live and also available in the archive afterwards at youtube.com/C, as in Charlie, /City of Cordova, Alaska. We're also developing infographics. So the City of Cordova's COVID-19 Public Information Team is developing a series of topical infographics, which are graphic visual representations of information, data, and knowledge intended to present information quickly and clearly. These will be released to the public as they're produced, and we invite the community to share them. Just a reminder on some of the city facility closures. I'll just go through the list quickly. Cordova School District, the Cordova Public Library, the Cordova Historical Museum and Gallery, the Bedarkey Recreation Center, the Bob Corn Memorial Pool, and the DMV, but I would point out that DMV is available by appointment only between the normal hours of Tuesday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. until further notice. Only one person will be permitted in that office at a time, so please call ahead at 424-6125 to schedule your appointment. City Hall. City Hall is also available by appointment only between the normal hours of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. That started on Thursday, March 19th, and will go on until further notice. Utility payments may be dropped off in the drop box located near the exit of the upper parking lot. You may also contact the Finance Department regarding other matters at finance2@cityofcordova.net or at finance3@cityofcordova.net. And those are the numerals. So that's finance2@cityofcordova.net and finance3@cityofcordova.net. Please call 424-6200 to schedule your appointment. The Harbor. Beginning Friday, March 20th, the Harbor was closed to walk-ins. Payments can still be made by mail or by phone Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Appointments can be made to purchase shower tokens in bulk Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Shipyard services are also available by appointment. Also, as of March 20th, the Harbor Department will not be accepting mail or packages. If you have mail or packages being delivered to the Harbor office, please make other arrangements. Again, resources for community information. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention is a primary link for federal information on corona, and that's at coronavirus.gov. The state portal, a primary portal for coronavirus information, is the State of Alaska's Department of Health and Social Services, the DHSS. Their website is coronavirus.alaska.gov. Remember that you can also dial 211. That is the state of Alaska's information line for non-clinical questions. So for non-medical questions, general questions, dial 211. And the City of Cordova, of course, our portal is cityofcordova.net. And again, you'll see the red banner right across the top that will take you to the Cordova Prepared page. So let's do our part, community, and practice the CDC guidance to keep Cordova free of COVID-19 for as long as possible. Please take every precaution to care for yourself and loved ones. Updates will be posted regularly at the Cordova Prepared page of the City of Cordova website and at facebook.com/groups/Cordova Prepared/. And the general local informations can still be directed to cordovaprepared@yahoo.com. So thank you, and again, some of today's resources are this press briefing and the 5 p.m. on your KLAM KCDV, and we appreciate their and the other media support. Appreciate Zachary from Cordova Times here in front of me, also attending the press briefing and helping us to get the word out to keep Cordova safe. And then also remember we have that Q&A that we had this morning that will also be airing at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Thank you, Cordova. And be safe and help us help you and help each other be safe. Have a good evening.